All right, Boomer, get to it.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where I'll be discussing the topic of distribution and contracts and what that means to you and the things you absolutely need to look out for before signing your first DP. But before I get into things, what I need from you is that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. There's about 43% of you that haven't subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? All right, so point number one, this one might be very obvious to most people, but I think it's a very important reminder, is the fact that distributors have an agreement with the label, not with you, the artist. And that's an important fact because there are things in the contract between the distributor and the label that the label absolutely must deliver on, and then they will in turn pass on to you. Let me give you a quick example. When you see in the label contract where they tell you that you must inform them within 90 days of the termination of the contract for your EP or whatever particular track you're signing with them, that you must inform them in advance. That is there for the specific reason to protect the label and in a weird way act as a reminder, because a lot of these agreements or that particular clause says if you don't remind them of that within 90 days of the termination period, it automatically renews for a year. And the reason why it automatically renews for a year is because the distributor has either forecasted a certain amount of assets from that label, and as a result, if you come to the distributor last minute, they will penalize the label in some cases for the lost assets or forecasted revenue. And point number two, this is just to remember that contracts are made specifically to generate clarity and also to ensure protection for either party. And having that in place between the distributor and the label is very important. So that's why they often say, make sure a lawyer reads through your agreement and make sure it's very clear. My advice to you personally would be to say a contract should be a simple 2-pager license-based agreement that everyone could easily understand in simple language, because a lot of the clauses and things that are in play there are necessary for clarity and not necessarily there for your specific protection. And point number three involves compilations. And before I jump into this, I don't want to hear all these whiny complaints of people saying, oh, there he goes again, gatekeeping and complaining about compilations and how they're bad for the artists and the fact that we don't pay royalties to artists most of the time. It's not about that. I'm raising the point of compilations because certain distributors will be able to enter an agreement with a label that involves your track and say for perpetuity, for the life of their agreement, that they are allowed to put that particular track on any compilation that they decide to put out, they being the distributor and the label. And that piece is really unfair. I've only come across it once, but that's why I was saying, if you looked at my previous videos where I was saying, put a clause in there that says, no, you can't put my tracks on compilations. It's specifically for that reason, because the label can enter that agreement with the distributor and have that go on without your input. I mean, eventually you could probably get the track removed from the compilation, but it's a real hassle and it's better to just do it up front so all parties are just very clear on what you want out of the deal as an artist. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on distribution and contracts and what it means to you. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I usually join the conversation within 48 hours of posting these videos. Much love and respect to you. Peace.